Get a £5 free bet every week with Offer Club from William Hill. Simply stake a total of £20 or more across the week on pre-match football accumulators with 4 or more selections, and you'll get a £5 free bet on the Friday. Join William Hill Offer Club on mobile or online now.
KUGAN CASSIUS Rifle Team in association with Mackinson in Marlborough. Your impressions went down well the other day, didn't they?
Didn't they?
Yeah, I don't think we should overkill it and do it every time.
If I did do a little bit on Saturday, but if I start doing it, it's going to become really boring, so I won't.
So every now and again,
yeah.
I think if you practice on a good one...
Maybe some new ones as well.
New ones, yeah, absolutely. Flores, a little bit... He talks, but it wasn't really directed at Tony. It was,
No, I think you're going to get more as the week goes on. I mean, I think Tony's Tony, you know, and the way BJ Flores got his fight is he ran his mouth and he got the opportunity. So Tony wants, you know, Tony's saying, you can't just say that then. Because what Flores is saying, I ran my mouth, I got the fight, now it's pure business. But you know what Tony's like. And they had a head-to-head for about 10 minutes.
I know.
I was going, all right, Tony. All right. But it's a good fight, and I think Flores will fight with fear in this fight. Because I do think he'll be nervous, and I do think as well the night will hit him at Liverpool. It's going to be rammed out on Saturday night, and it's going to be a white-hot atmosphere, and I think he's going to come out, and I think it's going to be a firefight. I think both guys are going to have a trade-off, and I think someone's going to go to sleep.
Have you made an approach to David A?
I've spoke to his lawyer, and I said I would like to make BELLEW against HAYE in February or March next year. It's a huge fight, millions of pounds, let me know. So they're going to talk to HAYE, but he's planning a fight this winter as well. So I don't know, that fight's open to him, but you know, we're also planning our next big pay-per-view for February or March. So so we're waiting here for him.
Okay, obviously Hayes going to fight at the end of this year at some point, and then you'll be looking to do that where exactly?
London.
In London?
Yeah, London's good. February or March, something like that.
Just a word on obviously this card. We'll speak about it more in the week, but Campbell Matthews is a great fight, and also Burnett against Farag.
Yeah, I mean two guys in Campbell and Burnett who I want to see. I want to see how big your balls are. You know, let's go out there in someone's backyard. Let's put in the performance I know you can give. Two world-class fighters, two fighters that everyone talks so highly about. So let's see it. Let's see it, Luke Campbell. Go and do a job on Derry Matthews in front of 8,000 or 9,000 scousers. Ryan Burnett, the same thing. Adam Booth's been telling me you are one of the top fighters in world boxing. I believe him. So let's go and show it. Go and do a job on Ryan Farag in his hometown. And if you can't, perhaps you haven't got what it takes. But let's find out. It's the exciting thing, you know? So I'm really looking forward to those two fights particularly. And also a fight that's going a little bit under the radar, and I'll say this to you people because I know you know your boxing, is Maris Bradis, who is against Simon Vallily. Who Bradis is BELLEW's mandatory, and he's on, you know, it's a tough fight against Vallily, vice versa. Vallily well out of his depth in terms of his resume, but at the same time, a huge opportunity for him. I'm not saying he becomes the mandatory if he wins, but you know, he's going to be beating the #1 contender in the WBC, so that's a huge fight. Rocky Fielding, Price is ill, he's off the bill, so we stepped Tom Farrell out, fight for the WBA Intercontinental title. Craig Glover, who's a young cruiserweight I really rate. Masher, in a really tough fight, but he just don't turn down fights. And yeah, Scott Fitzgerald, Jed Carroll, Paul Economides, there's about 15 fights.
Nice.
Another late one.
Another late one. Right, just quickly run through some stuff. Obviously, the big news for you last week was your signing of the regarded as one of the most avoided heavyweights in world boxing, Luis King Kong Ortiz. Explain.
They came to me probably 4 weeks ago. They just got out their Golden Boy contract, and they wanted me to promote them. And I didn't really, I don't know, I've sort of been thinking about it for a while and speaking to them, and then the Monaco opportunity came up. I spoke to the guys in Monaco. They loved to have Ortiz there, and I felt like the landscape at the moment, Luis Ortiz can be a real player. The problem is with Luis Ortiz is he's bloody good and he's very dangerous, but no one knows who he is outside of boxing. So they know that I can raise his profile to make sure he gets those big fights. So the plan is box him in Monaco against Malik Scott, probably box him on the AJ card, and then box him, we'll do a show maybe out in the States in February, and then next summer he'll be ready to go. Whether that's against Joshua, whether that's against Fury, whether that's against HAYE, whether that's against the WBO champion or whoever's there. But that's when he'll have the profile, and guys won't fight Ortiz because there's no money in it. Once there's money in the fight, they'll fight Ortiz. And that's a big, good, dangerous fight. And I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to open up a lot of markets for us as well. And first stop Monaco, November 12th.
I see you getting a little bit of stick because you'd served a ban before.
For... Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, I don't really know a lot about that, but it was an opportunity for us to work with him. He's going to be boxing and, you know.
Your Monaco show.
Sick show, bruv.
12th of November. Stephen Smith getting his second world title shot
against Sosa, tough fight. Jane McDonnell against Solis, who's WBA number 2, had a great fight with Yamanaka, former world champion. Solis is. Murray gets a rematch with Abraham, and King Kong against Malik Scott. It's a huge card, and you know, the first international card for us moving forward. It's an honour to be given the keys through royalty in Monaco to go and do a show out there. I'm not sure you'll be allowed in, but you know, I'll try and sneak you in the back door. But it is, on a serious note, it's a real honour to get that gig.
So you're only going to have about, what, 5 fights on there?
Yeah, there'll be the 4 championship fights, probably one other Brit.
Ted Cheeseman?
Yeah, a Brit on, and maybe a couple of amateurs from Monaco to help build their stuff pre-TV.
Cheeseman gets on all the bills.
Cheeseman does, doesn't he?
He does. He gets on all the pay-per-view cards. Right, obviously updating on Joshua.
Yeah, nothing really. I mean, no movement in the last 24, 48 hours. Only that, you know, I would never put all our eggs in one basket, but most eggs are now in the Klitschko basket. So, for me, that is the only fight, well, more or less the only fight that I'm thinking about next for Anthony Joshua. And I think that's the same for Vladimir Klitschko, hopefully. So, there are, you know, there's drafts and redrafts and redrafts and redrafts of contracts, and we're about halfway through those. So there are still things we have to deal with, but nothing really that I see should stop the fight from happening. So,
is your plan B Parker though?
No, maybe, but I mean, we're still talking to Parker, but I think he could fight Ruiz for the WBO. So, you know, then we have to look at other guys, and you know, there's other options out there, but for us now, like I said, we're committed to the Klitschko fight, and that's why you know, it's important to get it done.
Movement on the date, or still?
Yeah, I think if it's Klitschko, I think it'll be in December. Yeah, I mean, it's 6 weeks on Saturday to November 26th. So, again, if we're going to get a deal done, I think it'll happen this week, because there's no reason why it shouldn't. And if it doesn't, then there's a problem. So, you know.
Will you ultimately do another show though as well?
Probably will on November 26th. Just whether we do it in Manchester or we do it in London.
Yeah.
Probably in London. That was Dillian White on the phone there. You know, do we jump on the Chisora fight?
I thought that was like set in stone ready for.
It is, but this is the date.
Yeah.
So do we do it on November 26th? Just, you know.
Okay. What else you got to tell us then?
Boxing Writers dinner tonight.
Yeah.
Gavin Eggington next week.
Then you're on to Monaco, aren't you? After
Yeah, well, it's actually 3 weeks without boxing. Can't believe it. And then you've got Monaco show November 12th. Actually, 2 weeks without boxing, sorry. Monaco on November 12th. Ward Kovalev on November 19th. Yes, I know that's not my show, but it is on Sky. And 26th will be a show, whether that's Joshua or, you know, elsewhere. And then moving into December 3rd, 10th, 17th, one of those. Hopefully for the big one.
Everyone's going to be very disappointed if this Joshua thing don't happen.
So would I be.
Well,
like I said, it won't be for any fault of ours, this fight not happening. We're all committed to this fight. And I think they are too. You know, again, it's not as if to say, if it don't happen, it's because of Klitschko. I think he thinks the fight's going to happen there as well.
Well, the rumours keep coming about Klitschko and Lucas Brown as well.
Maybe they're looking at that fight as well. But the big fight, the big money fight, of course, is the Joshua fight. So I think that's what they want to do. Listen, I might be completely wrong. They might be mugging me off. and they might be about to sign the Lucas Brown fight. But you know, I don't think they'd waste as much time as we have trying to get this done. So my gut feeling is.
You think it will announce this week though?
I think if it's going to happen, we should announce this week. If it doesn't get announced this week, I think there's a problem.
Right.
So it doesn't mean if it doesn't get announced this week, it's off.
Right.
But really, we should.